Hi everyone, welcome to episode 3 of our podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Neehar, the founder of Churrolto, taken the food and beverage industry by storm. I'll leave the floor for him to introduce himself and then we'll get further into the discussion.
So, where do I start? You want me to tell 6 years in 6 minutes? Okay, that's very easy.
Go ahead, come on.
So, I started this when I was 19. I actually dropped out from college.
Oh,
I don't
lovely.
even remember if I got a degree or not. I always had these two passions. One is food, one is technology. So when I dropped out of college, and I was always a very good salesman.
Okay.
So when I tasted these things called churros, I truly believed these can be as big as a Krispy Kreme or a Dunkin' Donut. So when I checked if anyone commercialized it yet, no one did it yet. And I thought, how do we commercialize it? I don't have any money now.
This was at 19.
This was at 19. I don't have any money now. What do I do? So we started by selling off on the street, me and my partner.
Okay.
But what else do? You put a bandi, you start selling churros on the street. You don't have any money.
Yeah.
So after 6 months of gathering courage that this is a viable product, the market is approving this, we took a very small shop with just 4 to 5 tables, and that just blew up. I think you know
That's
me from
That's where we met for the first time.
Yeah, you know me from then. That
Yes.
small shop with just 4 to 5 tables, it just blew up. We were breaking records every single week. We were breaking records. And then after 2 years, people started giving me galis, saying, "You idiot, you make me stand. Whenever I come, you make me stand." And then we were so crowded all the time, we had to take a bigger place.
I remember this time I used to come down for the ice cream with the the ice cream sandwich churros, and I'd want the ice cream separately, and I think you guys had a tie-up, an agreement with the ice cream shop next door that you can't sell ice cream.
Yeah.
So from there to now, everything has changed.
Yeah.
So how did you select what kind of food you're going to serve people?
I'll quickly finish the story. So
Sure.
after that small shop, we had to take a bigger shop, and we took a shop 10 times bigger than the previous shop. So it was 10 times bigger. So when we introduced that blew up.
Yes.
People were standing again, and then we were scratching our heads. Now what to do? People are giving me galis again. And then I said, now we have to expand. How do we expand? How did McDonald's and Starbucks expand? They all had one thing in common. They all had a centralized kitchen. So let's go find central kitchens. So luckily we found an Amazon fulfillment center nearby.
Okay.
And we took the 4th floor, which was empty, and we took as big as Amazon, and now we have one of the biggest central kitchens in India. We didn't know that we were taking a big central kitchen, but when we hired experts to run that, they said, "You guys are idiots. You took one of the biggest central kitchen in India, now you have to make use of it." So the central kitchen can supply up to 35 to 40 stores.
In one city.
The whole of South India. The whole of South. Yeah. It's that huge.
Then how are you going to transport from one fulfillment? Where's the fulfillment center?
We'll
In
talk about
Hyderabad?
the logistics later.
Okay.
So that, and then now we are expanding right now.
Yes.
Yeah, now we have 3 stores, 3 cloud kitchens, and 12 to come this year.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This very same year, 12 more?
This very same year. Yeah.
So you are
That's our
a
goal.
pretty busy
Please
guy.
keep me accountable.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. What has
Since
changed?
you're a trainer, that's why.
So what has changed within you through this entire process from the Bandi to the small store to now 3 locations?
From an absolute insecure, obese, no direction in life kid, when you become an entrepreneur, you tend to become a tough UFC fighter.
Yes.
So you just go through pain after pain after pain, and then you realize, oh my God, I went through all that. Being from what I came from, the beliefs that I came from, I went through all that.
Yes.
Wow.
So does that give you confidence, or does that...
It tells you how far can you go. It asks.
Very well said.
It makes you ask this question. You came this far, how far can
How
you
far
go?
you can go.
How far can you go?
This reminds me of something I had heard somewhere. It said, if there was no limit to dream,
Exactly.
what would you
How
exactly
big
dream
would
for?
you dream?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it just gives me goosebumps. Then how far can you go?
Yes.
Being the idiot that you've been all your life, being the fat kid.
Coming to that point that you dropped out and you call yourself an idiot at that age.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any run-ins with your faculty from that college or your classmates who come by from those days who used to think you probably won't be where you are today? Did you ever happen to come across them?
Absolutely, every single day when I started. Yeah. You dropped out. You have absolutely no hope right now because that is a preconceived notion with everyone. Your parents think you did a huge mistake. Your relatives think a huge mistake. Your neighbor that said hi to you once you did a huge mistake. Your girlfriend starts leaving you.
Very true.
And now you're at the most non-glamorous place ever. You're a waiter right now. You have an apron on and you have a little cloth wiping tables. My friends that visited couldn't digest. The gossips piled up. And you just have to put your head down and work through each day. Yeah.
Yes. But also one more thing that I want to touch upon is people see all this success and they don't talk about the bad days that you had. I'm sure this success came at a great cost, right? So
Absolutely.
What was that one thing that actually kept you going through those bad times? Of course, they were breaking records every other week and stuff like that, but a lot of bad days in the kitchen, a lot of bad days in the back end, stuff like that. Because running a business is not an easy task.
I always say there's a secret ratio in this industry.
Okay.
There's a secret ratio of 1:10. For every one good day you'll have,
There'll be 10
you'll
bad
have
days.
10 bad days waiting for you. And even in that one good day, you'll have 5 seconds of, something
Yes.
good happened today.
Yes.
Oh, then gone. But what is some internal belief that this is important to me, and there is this big reason that you need to prove people wrong.
Yes.
You have a lot of people that are piled up in the background that you need to prove wrong, and it's just
Exactly.
that fire that comes when you think
That's
about
what fuels
those
all the
people.
good work.
Yeah, it just fuels you to just go through those bad days, to just go through that pain.
Yes.
Yeah, that painful long standing hours, that painful sweating, that painful
Yes.
in the night, that late nights, that early mornings.
Yes.
Yeah.
But did it also change your perspective on how, as consumers, before you started Churrolto, when you would go to any place and there'd be something served to you on the table, do you now see an entire story behind that dish and how, even if it's bad, there is a lot of hard work that has gone into it? So has it changed the way you pursue every dish that is served at every food place?
It gave me a lot of empathy for the service and the kitchen staff, firstly.
Yes.
It gave me a lot of empathy because they go through so much and all they get is complaints.
Yes.
Negativity is advertised 10 times bigger than positivity.
Very well said.
I served, let's take a customer that I've been serving from the past 6 years. I don't get one positive review from them from the past 6 years. They had a flawless experience. I don't get one positive review. I goof up once after that 6th year. I instantly they get the motivation to put that negative
Yes.
review.
True.
And they forget about every single thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they forget about all the good times we had and they post that negative review. So I got that empathy for the service stuff. But not to give them that empathy, I also, in a perspective, I also seen that people accept mediocrity in this industry.
Yes.
People accept a lot of mediocrity. They don't know what standards are. They don't know how valuable the customer is. They just most places treat customers extremely bad. That's why I put this value saying treat the customer the same way if your mother was sitting at the table.
Very true.
I have a huge explanation for that. It's not just being emotional.
I have seen that written in the balcony of the new location.
Yeah, every single outlet has that written on one of the pillars. Why pillars? Because pillar is the foundation of a building, and that's one of our cultures. So culture should be foundation of a business.
True.
Sanskar should be foundation of a business.
True.
That's why I put it on the pillar, saying it is very important to me. Actually, a very interesting backstory of why
Please elaborate. Please elaborate.
Why I put that value saying treat the customer the same way if your mother is sitting at the table. So when I first came into this industry, I found out all the secrets of this industry. A fork falls down, it's okay, who's gonna look at it? Just give it to the. A bug falls on the table, a bug falls in your plate, no one's looking, just throw it away.
Yeah.
A hair falls on your plate, it's okay, now who will make a brand new plate? Just take it off and just serve it.
True.
And it frustrated me for so many months that how can I fix this? And then I've seen complicated cases. Like example, if you go to the back end kitchen, there'll be a person cracking eggs.
Yes.
Let's say he has to crack 100 different eggs today, and he has to separate the eggs, and you know how hard that is.
Yes.
And he has to do 100 eggs. He has to crack and separate 100 eggs. Now let's say while whipping it, a hair falls into it. Would you and me, being these high moral, high standard people, would you crack 100 eggs? Would you crack 100 eggs again? Now he has to make 1,000 burger buns.
Okay.
Today, he has to supply to 6 different outlets. He has to make 1,000 burger buns.
Okay.
He keeps kneading the dough. All the hair in his hand goes into it. You and me being this high, I am so.
Yes, we care about what goes to the client.
High standard people. Would you do it again?
Probably not.
Would you count the wastage that has gone to make those 1,000 burger buns? Would you go to the purchase department again? Would you order indent again? And would you make it again? No.
Probably
but when
not.
I put this value that treat the customer the same way if your mother was sitting at the table,
that changes perspective.
Automatically, everything got solved by itself. It changes. No, I will do it again. Screw all the mal, screw everything. Screw the work. I will do it again. Yeah.
So where did this whole thought of, treat the customer as if your mother was at the table, where did you hear it, or was it your self-thought?
It is a self-thought because mom is the most important thing in most people's life.
Yes.
And then I grew up in a hospital, actually. My parents were doctors. So I was in a hospital 24/7. The hospital was downstairs, the house was upstairs. So I grew up in a hospital.
Okay.
I've seen the comparison between how a nurse or a compounder pokes an injection to you and how my mother used to do it to a patient. Yes. How my mother used to care for a patient and how the staff used to care for a patient. She used to actually feel the pain of the patient and then act accordingly. She used to perceive the pain and then give her the treatment and then give her the assurance that everything will be fine. Don't worry, I'm here for you.
Not every doctor is like that. You are really blessed to have a mother like her. So are they still in practice?
Yeah, my mom still is. Yeah.
That's nice. So how do they perceive you now after the whole journey of dropping out, then starting with something? I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't have believed in you then, being a 19-year-old dropout, and now you're going from strength to strength. So what is their reaction to you now and with regards to what you're doing?
So, okay, coming to my dad, I made him go extremely proud. He's no more. So when he passed away, he was extremely proud of me. So I'm very happy that he passed away, that I could show something and then then he could leave this world. My mom is a tough boss on me.
She still cares about that degree?
No.
No?
Not about the degree. She's like, she wants more and more and more from. She
probably because she birthed you. She knows your potential. She knows your potential.
No, she's a tough woman. She is very masculine, very tough, very.
You probably got her genes.
Yeah. I'm a bit of both, I guess.
So, does she visit any of the locations? Is she
lives
involved
in Muscat.
Okay.
She lives in Muscat. She comes once a year.
Okay.
And whenever she comes, she is very critical. Why is it like this? Why isn't this perfect? Why isn't it?
So those 10 bad days, 5 days are contributed by her probably when she's here.
Yeah, but we need her. We need people like
Yes. And I'm sure you learned how to take negative feedback by now.
Absolutely, yeah.
So how do you train your staff to take it? Like how you do it, or maybe just not look at it in a negative light. Take that as motivation. How do you take them? How do you train them? How do you talk to them about it?
That's a deep topic of how
We have all the time. Go ahead.
Of how not to take things personally, because they come from very little backgrounds.
Yes.
They come with a lot of emotions and they
Yes.
don't know how to deal with those emotions.
Exactly.
How do you deal with emotions? By going through a lot of negative things told to you, a lot of criticism given to you. It just comes with practice. I give them a lot of tips how to have this thing called extreme amounts of thick skin.
Yes.
Don't let it bother you. Don't take it personally. It's a very generalized answer.
But it has a lot of meaning behind it.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
You need to have extreme amounts of thick skin.
Yes.
We have a lot of mock-up drills
Okay.
that I personally take. What will you do when a customer comes and says this about you? What will you do when you feed a Brahmin customer non-veg? How would you react to that situation? What would you do if a foreign object comes in the plate? What would you do if a customer treats you badly and calls you names? And what would you? Yeah, I think we go through a lot of mock-up tests.
That's one thing I really appreciate about you. Whenever I visit any of the locations, I see you are very hands-on, not just with the customers but also with your staff, and that I feel is part of a personality of a very strong leader who leads from the front but also cares to look back and watch his entire team fighting the war with him.
That as well, we document everything that I go through and the staff goes through. They tend to learn a lot from you, how
Yes.
you treat with difficult reviews.
Yes.
And I think everyone in the company, all 200 people, has seen me go through a customer service, a service recovery or something.
I remember you used to serve me, you used to bill me, you used to clean the table. I remember all those days. And I really feel positive every time I run into you or I come to any of the locations and you happen to be there. It genuinely makes me happy to see someone like you go from strength to strength.
Yeah, so
I still remember that babyface Neehar with that apron, handling the laptop, handing me the churros, everything.
Yeah, that was my office actually, behind the counter.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for telling all that.
Yes, that's one of the reasons I also picked you, is because not just with regards to how your business has changed, you as a person have changed a lot.
Yeah.
I have seen you since I had no idea that you started off on a Bundy. I know you from that tiny location, and then I know you now at 3 locations.
Yeah.
And then it just makes me happier every time I see you're doing something more. There's something new. There's something happening. Many a times I've even come to the location where you were probably having a meeting with your staff.
Yeah.
And I have seen you deal with your staff. So it's a very positive space. Every location of yours, it carries a very positive energy is what I personally feel.
So every monthly meeting, we have all the staff gathering up.
Okay.
And just imagine you yourself in front of you, there are 200 people looking up to you like that.
Yes.
And
That by itself is enough to drive you.
it's 2 emotions going on. Shit, I built all this. They're looking up to me.
Yes.
They're all watching me. I can't make a wrong move.
Yes.
I need to be stiff like a military officer.
Yes.
And then they look up to you, and that inspires the hell out of you. That
Yes.
they're learning things out of you.
Yes.
They're like, you built all this, and now they get to learn and they get to build their own lives.
Yes.
And
So there is a sense of gratitude
yeah,
and also a sense of responsibility, you can say.
that is the first part. Now
Yeah.
the most important part. How do you have that command over that 200 people that are looking at you
Yes.
right now? It's only one way. It's only one way to have that command, is you having the mindset to think how that lowest level employee that has a basic salary of 5,000 to 10,000 rupees, how is he thinking?
Yes.
Only when you have that mindset to think like that guy, in other terms, you coming from the bottom and building to the top, That's the only way to have command over those 200 people and they all listening to you. No position, no latte stick will get you that power.
Yes.
No uniform will get you that power. No title will get you that power.
Yeah.
You coming from the bottom, building all those people up, and only that will give you the power and the command to take them to follow this direction that you want to go.
So basically someone who requires a huge thinking bandwidth from the lowest level to the top.
Exactly.
Will be able to lead them to a better place.
Absolutely. Because you can think like every single
Person in the room, yes.
And then you will act accordingly, according to their mindset.
Yes.
If I do this, they will trust me. Or else you will just be in a position of them making fun at you. Like you remember how we used to make fun of our principal.
Yes.
They didn't come from the bottom.
Yeah.
They just had that privilege of, hey, I'm the principal now, you have to listen to me.
Basically, they didn't build the army. They just got the top seat.
Exactly.
You build the army, so you know what happens.
It's just like Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Everyone makes fun. Everyone makes fun of him in the back. No one used to listen to him.
Yeah.
He just had a temporary control.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true. I've heard this around that you also believe in investing. So if there's anything,
investing,
So if
who doesn't?
you can share something about that, of how new people who are growing big in business should invest, not just within their business, but also in various sectors like different markets, be it stocks, be it anything.
The biggest investors I met, they only see one thing. They don't see the name of the company. They don't see how many employees they have. Most of the times, they don't even know what the product is.
Okay.
They just want to know how the founder is.
How the founder is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's this saying called Yada Raja Tada Praja. How the king is or the people are.
Very
they
true,
just focus on the king. They just focus on the founder. They just want to have a building relationship with the founder. So that's what I want to see as well. I just want to see how the king is. And then it reflects in the company. It reflects down to the... Steve Jobs used to say this. And it was deeply instilled in my mind. Steve Jobs used to say, whenever you want to make a big change in the company, if the top line decides something, the bottom line will automatically follow. I see it happening every single day.
Yeah.
If the top line decides something, hey, we're going to do this way, we're going to follow this direction, the bottom line will automatically follow.
Yeah.
Very, very rarely there'll be a rebuttal from the staff.
Yeah. Makes sense. Very true.
So investing is that. I only focus on the founder.
Okay.
How good the founder is. Is he focused? Does he have discipline? Does he go out of the way for his customer? Does he have uniqueness in his product? Does he have a hero product? Yeah, I am only saying he, she as well.
I was about to cut you there for that. Tips or any thoughts that you'd want to share for younger people who are trying to, follow the path you have taken, where they have either dropped out or are choosing to pursue something that they don't have a formal education in?
Whatever skill you want to learn, it just takes you the first 20 hours.
Yeah. I heard this too.
You just have to focus for the first 20 hours and you learn that skill.
Yeah.
I don't think college applies to many people. College applies to many people. I don't think college applies to
No,
everyone.
I'm from the same school of thought that you come from.
I don't believe college is for everyone.
Yeah.
So I don't think you need a formal degree. Maybe if you're a doctor, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe if you want to pursue law, yes. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, I don't think...
no book can teach you on how to be. Even life teaches you better.
Even if you want to be a doctor, I've seen and I've read my fair bit of books, doctor books, Davidson and Harrison when I was little. I don't remember anything, but I used to read them. You can't study about an operation. You have to
get your hands dirty in the blood.
Yeah.
That's what teaches you. So technically what you're trying to say is what is taught in the classroom is very different from real life, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly, which is why you said school is not for everyone.
School is not for everyone. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, real life teaches you much more than
Exactly.
what a book can.
And
But at
99.
the same time, I don't want to be arrogant.
Okay.
Yeah. Books teach you books teach you a lot of things. I want to learn from people that have been through. I don't want to be
Yeah.
arrogant saying
Yeah.
I'll learn it myself.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Everything comes at a cost, right? So sometimes precaution is better.
Example, you're a personal trainer.
Yeah.
If I have to learn it myself, you told me it might take you 3 years.
Yeah.
But if I just listen to you, just put my ego outside and just listen to you, I might get that body in 6 months.
Yeah.
So Fuju, I just realized we have something in common. We both were two fat, big kids
Yes.
with lots of insecurities.
True.
You were what, 100 plus?
Around 100.
I think I beat you. I'm 110. Yeah. So how did you transform yourself? Why did you transform yourself? Why not just stay fat? I have my own story, but you go on first.
Oh, mine's a blend of almost every typical thing. One was I felt like I never got the attention I deserved, which seems like a passing thought to me right now, but back then it was something important. I wanted not attention but validation. Okay, wrong thought process, but for a teenager, that was what people used to thrive on back then. And second thing was, I felt like if I'm not able to change myself, be it physically, mentally, or anything, what impact am I going to have on this world? I had to be the change before I talk about people changing or me being able to change things around me.
Now let me make it spicy. Yeah. I truly believe there's a heartbreak story.
Yeah, I was going to come down to that. Yeah, I was going to come down to that.
Behind every transformation.
Yes.
Please go on.
So I don't want to take any names,
names,
but no names. Good. So typical. There was also sort of a heartbreak. At that age, it felt like a heartbreak. Now, when I look at it, I was around 15, 16.
Yeah.
So, but I looked at it as a positive because luckily enough, I didn't take it in a negative way. I didn't shut myself off. I didn't
Most kids that age, they will go into a negative stream.
Yes.
They will go into alcohol or drugs or everything negative possible.
Exactly.
Yeah. What stopped you?
Self-control, number one. My mom has always taught me one thing.
Your mom knew about it?
No. My mom has always taught me this in life.
Okay.
There's a strong belief that she's instilled in me, which says, if you are not able to control your wants and needs mentally, you are not a man. You are not a sane human. You need to have control over that. You'll have a lot of urges in life to do a lot of things. First, you need to figure out for you morally what is right, what is wrong. And then when you get tempted for the wrong, you should know that you can hold yourself back. That's the greatest power any human can have. Because the world is a very big space. It's a very bad place. More bad than the good it shows us.
They write it in the Bhagavad Gita. As a man, you have to control
your urges, be it anything.
Yeah. Your sexual urges, your sleep, and your food intake.
Yes. Yeah. Same goes with my religion. So that's what she's preached. And second thing was, why should I let one person dictate my next 5 years, 10 years?
But how did you have such maturity at an age like that?
Practical parents.
Parenting.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
So obviously, no one can be a perfect parent, but for every child, their parents are the best. I like to believe that mine are the best that God could have given me. I am very happy. Obviously, there are good days, bad days in every relationship, but I am grateful for the kind of practicality and thought process they have instilled within me and my sibling in the entire childhood that we've had.
Now, a lot of people have, I told you, as very bad relationship with food. I see so many people per day. I see so many overweight, obese people that have no control over their diet. Please help us.
First, you need to change your perspective. Food is not a trouble. Food is not your enemy. Food is your greatest friend.
But we love that feeling, that in that few seconds of feeling that we get in the mouth when we eat sugar. We love that. We can't stop.
Goes back to that thing where you need to know how to control your urges.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not saying refrain yourself from all of that.
Yeah.
There is space for good, bad, everything in your life. Every food, just like how every person we keep in a life, they carry a certain energy with them that they bring into your life.
Yeah.
For example, I feel like you bring a lot of positive energy to me.
Yeah.
For someone else, you might be a negative impact, right? So just like that, food not just gives you physical energy, but also has an impact on how you think, how you feel. Your gut is something I personally feel kind of relates with your brain.
I truly
An unhealthy
believe
diet
that.
will give you an unhealthy mind.
Yeah.
I really believe in that.
Give us steps. I'm in the worst shape of my life. I have a very bad relationship with food. How can I change it right now?
Don't look at
the
it.
top 5
Don't
steps.
small things.
Yeah.
Don't look at the whole thing like you're going to change your entire lifestyle in one day. For you to build this bad lifestyle, I'm sure you didn't start eating junk all day. You started with one chip, one piece of chocolate, one slice of cake, right? So you're going to fix it everything in reverse. Stop with one thing. This week, no sugar.
This week, no sugar.
No sugar. Next week, no fried stuff. Third week, everything else bad goes away.
How do I not beat myself up if I fail?
There's always a better day tomorrow. It's not the end. Not giving up is a greater achievement than you failing that day. You always have a next day. Just like how that Monday never comes,
Yeah.
that Monday can also be tomorrow.
But you need to be very, very serious about this thing, yeah?
When you plan things, I need you to be serious and write it down on a piece of paper so that you make it happen. And put it up in a place that you see every day.
And trainers like you make people accountable every single day.
First off, I don't like calling myself a trainer.
Okay.
I am going to be your best friend on your journey. I need to be a part of your life. That is not going to be by force. I am going to build that relationship with you. Okay? The moment you say trainer, my job ends for that. After that 1 hour, you see me.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys. I don't like people doing that also. Because it's just 1 hour of interaction that I'm not just training your body, but what we interact in that 1 hour is also going to dictate the remaining 23 hours. I don't care what mood you walk in with. The moment you step in, I'm going to dictate what mood you're going to be in and what mood you leave out with also. And why I say a best friend is I don't want that conversation to stop on the floor. Once you are out also, I want there to be some conversation between you and me. Not just fitness related. Let's just say you go out. I feel that you didn't leave on a very positive high.
Yeah.
I read something on the internet that I feel you might connect to. I'm going to share it with you.
Yeah.
And then probably when you come back tomorrow, we're going to have a discussion about that.
I truly believe about taking care of people's health, even at Churrolto. So I put up a value saying, whenever we serve you food, your health lies in our hands. That's why every ingredient goes through a strenuous process. We have these things that are made sugar-free just for you, just for those cravings. Everything that gets into the menu has a complete healthy twist to it, but we keep it secretly healthy. Like, and even when people ask me, how are your churros healthy? They're fried, they're bad for you. But I always say, you can ask me what flour I use, what cinnamon I use, what oil I fry it in, what sugar I coat it in. It's good once a week. It's good for your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we come with similar beliefs about taking care of people's health.
Yes. Because that also comes, personally for me, it comes from a place where when I, for example, just walk in through the door of Churrolto, I'm not just coming there to satisfy my taste buds. I come there with a peace of mind that I can trust somebody with what comes on my plate. And people like you are the ones who take that very seriously. So it's not whenever I pay at Churrolto, I don't feel like I'm paying for the food. I'm basically paying for you keeping your trust. That's how I look at it. I don't look at the value of, how much portion of fish Neehar has sent me today. Is he being extra nice to me today? Did he cut back on the portion? That's not what I look at.
Yeah.
So I don't monetary value will bother you or make you happy for that very small time. It will maybe pinch you a little bit if the bill is too high today. That's all. Tomorrow, fresh day, new place, new food. But like people like you really need to exist in every industry so that people can walk in with a very peace of mind saying, I'm happy, I can trust this guy blindly. He does what he says.
We do many things that prove that trust. You can walk inside the kitchen anytime you want and check anytime you want.
I remember in the beginning you forcefully took me inside.
Yeah.
That goes on to show, the kind of effort you actually put in.
Yeah. And even with all those sugar-free things, I check my blood sugar every time.
Yeah.
Because we serve it to a lot of diabetic people. So if they get a spike, I get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I test it on myself every quarter.
But then also people take that in the wrong sense. Like just say a lot of people who are trying to quit sugar, they start coming to your place and they go ham on the stevia desserts and then go back and complain to the trainer saying this is the trainer puts the blame on you and it's a huge cycle. People need to understand that it's just a healthier approach to something that you can call a cheat. It is not a fix. So Neehar doesn't sell bandages, he sells desserts that have a healthier take.
Thank you. All your clients are mine now.
Actually, many of them are.
Yeah.
And many a time, so I'm just because I don't like being harsh, I don't want to be that strict teacher, because I believe the stiffer you are with your clients, that much more repulsive the relationship gets. So I personally bring a lot of my clients to your place for a cheat meal. Now you tell me how many trainers will you find who do that?
Yeah.
I personally take them out.
What do you want from a client? What do you look for in a client? Actually, you have very limited clientele. Yeah?
Yes.
How to get into your client list? Yeah, tell me that first. Do you have like a test before you make them do this, that?
No.
You're not strong enough, get out?
No. So it's mostly first come, first serve, but I personally enjoy working with clients who are crystal clear and honest with me.
Okay.
That's all I care about. I can make you work hard today. I can make you work harder tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's my business. I just need someone who's honest, shows up at my door every day. That's all.
So those are your prerequisites.
Yes.
What are your red flags for a client?
Someone who doesn't show up every day. You show up every day, half the job's done.
I think people know who is that. Yeah. Your clients know, he's talking about me.
So now on to the fun stuff. Some fun questions planned for you. Let me just start off with this. If not your current industry, what would you have worked in? You already told me you had two interests, food and tech.
Yeah.
Keeping the tech aside, something else, some other industry that you would have actually worked this passionately with.
Something to do with sales, because I'm quite a good salesman. Let's say I would be a very good real estate broker.
I was about to say that. But the part where you touched upon the thing that 19 when you thought, how am I going to sell this product when you tasted churros? That is the big, how am I going to scale it? The moment anyone says that, I see a good salesman in them.
Or else technology would have been my first answer. Because I watched up growing Apple and Microsoft fight. Just like bodybuilding, like how Ronnie and Jay Cutler used to. I grew up Apple and Microsoft fight, and when I first got my own personal PC in my room, I could have gone two ways. But I could have gone the teenagers way.
Okay.
Or what they would do when they have a personal PC with an internet connection. But I was like, wait, who's this guy? Who's Steve Jobs? What is this thing called Apple? Let me see. And then I just followed that.
That's what grabbed your attention.
I just used to watch hours and hours. And then in the night, when I used to take my walk, I used to just rehearse if I was running a tech company, how would how would I introduce
Okay,
this
so you
product?
had the whole scenario playing in your head and you would
I
go
used
over
to
it.
visualize, I used to rehearse on the
That is all coming in good use now, right? In a way, you can say.
in a way, but it's not done. The job is not done.
Yeah.
So that.
Let's just say you were to have a podcast, and who would be the 3 people you definitely want to have on that show?
Trump,
Okay.
because I feel he's a very strong leader.
Yeah.
Besides the controversy that he brings. David Goggins, because he's just mad.
Yeah. Amazing human being.
I just want to absorb his vibration for a while. Anyone dead is also fine.
Yeah, works.
I always used to get inspired by the Queen of England.
Okay. So her.
She was quite a powerful woman.
Yeah.
She was
Okay.
always calm, composed, poised.
Yes.
Not many controversy, just used to mind her business.
True.
But still used to
Lead from the
firm
front.
and,
Yes. Yes. Amazing. 3 things that your failures have taught you. I know they've taught you a lot of things, but 3 that you'd like to mention.
that how quickly I get back up from
Being
a
down.
failure.
Yeah.
How quickly I get back up. I don't let it affect me for even a few hours. Yeah. I tend to forget about it. First thing. I tend not to dwell on the failure because I realize that people remember the wins more than your losses.
True.
And when you come out of that failure, you feel like that rise in phoenix.
That whole Trump feeling of you walking into a stadium and the crowd
that
cheering for you.
confidence that you get, that you come out of that failure and win again. Oh, that is that gives you the confidence. That gives you the confidence fuel for a lifetime.
Yeah.
It goes into this jar of yours.
Yeah.
This winning jar of yours.
I've
Whenever
achieved
you
this.
feel any doubt in the future, you
Just look at that.
I did that. Yeah, those 3.
And any advice that you want to give the young kids who want to break from monotony, as in not follow their formal education and do something, or how to start off with whatever they have planned for themselves? Be it anything, any industry.
The only word I have for them is to be fearless. Hypnotize yourself every second of the day to become fearless. The fear is the only thing that will stop
That's
you.
holding you back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell you'll do. I don't know what video you'll watch, what motivational stupid thing you'll watch. Just hypnotize yourself every day that you can do it. Just believe that you're the man and you can do it, or believe that you're the woman. That
Be
you
your
can
own
do it.
hero. That's it.
And just visualize and hypnotize every single second of the day of you achieving that thing.
That's a really strong advice. Now, some fun stuff. Your 3 favorite cheat meals from Churrolto that you personally like having, not that you'd suggest people to have.
Oh. So, cheat meals are like this for me. I crack a little, I crack a lot. I'm like a boat. I have a single wall, I'm drowned. Just give me everything. Yes, I'll put it in my mouth. Just give it every.
But 3 things that you always tend to reach out for.
Oh, this. Even though it is sugar free, it's my favorite. It's my light brownie.
Okay.
Yeah, even though it's sugar free, if I eat 10, it's no more sugar free.
Yeah.
Oh my God, churros are the most addictive things in the world.
Yes.
I still ask myself, whenever I taste it after a month or so, what is more addictive than this? Maybe ice cream is more addictive than this, but what is more addictive? Kaju katli? I am motichur laddu. What is more addictive than this? Yeah, that. And then, not from churros. Just give me biryani. I don't want anything from churros.
Okay. Yeah, that brings me to the next question. When is Churrolto starting their biryani?
Biryani?
Yeah.
Maybe a different...
We can have a healthy take on that, right?
No, maybe a different...
Tangent?
Yeah, maybe a different tangent we can. But nothing related. No khichdi with churros. We have to keep it as authentic
Now,
as
now
possible.
keeping Churrolto aside, 3 favorite comfort food for you. Can be from outside, can be homemade, can be something that your mom makes for you. Anything.
I don't think I've tasted. My mom cooked for me for I don't know. It's been more than a decade, I guess.
Okay.
We rarely meet, and whenever we just eat out.
Yeah.
On top place is what mom used to cook for me when I was little. That. Second is these staff. They're too smart. They cook the most. They cook the most delicious staff food possible.
Okay.
So I love eating staff food. That's my comfort food.
What kind of dishes do they make?
Just basic dal, rice, khichdi, whatever they make. The Sunday chicken curry that they make, it's just beautiful. They make it. They make it with a lot of happiness and a lot of soul.
Yes. So you go there, sit with them, and have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And the third one.
The comfort food. Actually, let me tell you a secret. The biggest irony possible.
Okay.
I'm in the food industry and I'm not a foodie.
Okay.
I had a bad relationship with food till when I was fat, and when I lost weight, I never want to go back to it again.
Acha.
That's the biggest irony. Everything is an irony. I always say I'm the most social loner.
True. I believe that.
Yeah, I'm in the food industry, but I'm not a foodie. Everything is an irony. But if I have to say, third one, I was always lactose intolerant.
Okay.
Recently, I got to know what ice cream feels like in my mouth. Yeah, so
Ice cream. Okay.
I didn't know how ice cream felt till I was 23 years old.
Really?
So, yeah.
So all your life until 23 you never had ice cream?
I was lactose intolerant, then there was no vegan ice cream available in the market in India.
But how did you get to know that you're lactose from just having milk products or?
When my mom made me eat vanilla ice cream when I was 3 years old,
Okay.
I got a huge allergic reaction. So, this is how ice cream feels like?
It's very shocking to hear that from you because
I'm in the food industry.
even though you're not technically specialized ice cream place, I like the ice creams at your Churrolto. Many a times I come there just for the churro and the ice cream. That is my comfort cheat meal.
We should actually talk about the business side of Churrolto.
Yes.
And how intricate it is. We have a Bible.
Okay.
Bible as in how to run Churrolto if you open in Afghanistan tomorrow. Or Uganda.
Where's the Bible kept?
It's secret, it's online, it's digital, it's 330 pages of just pure churro. What to do if this happens? What is the company about? What's the culture of the company? What are the operations? What are the logistics? What is each and every single detail gram to the gram? We have to talk about that one day.
How did
People
the whole...
just think we just give good ice cream, good dessert, good food, and
That's
the
right.
businesses work. No.
There's
What
a huge
happens
story
when the customer
about...
says this? What happens when you ring? When a customer calls you, what do you say? What's the script? There's each and every micro steps of every.
So whose brainchild was this to,
because I started it, I had to write 99% of it, but people are joining.
No, but the whole idea of actually having a book like that.
How else do you expand your culture? How else do you expand your culture all around the world? How did these religions successfully all over these years maintain and expand and keep their culture pure? They had a book.
Yes.
Yeah. They had a Quran, they had a Bible, they had a Gita.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without any of that, I don't think scaling can even come to your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. You need a playbook.
True.
So, yeah.
This is one thing that I'm going to take away with me
Yeah.
from today's session, because more so than just sharing knowledge and content for people to view and consume, I feel, I don't know about how much you've learned from me, but I have learned a lot from you, and I'm happy with that. Even if the podcast doesn't come out great, I have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And people like you, I feel, are needed more in every industry, every market. Makes it fun. Would be more fun if we were in the same industry and fighting against each other. That would have been even more fun, I believe, because people like you are someone who ignite competition. And competition is always good for every industry.
Absolutely.
Without competition, like let's just say you create a monopoly, you'll stop working hard from tomorrow. You'll be okay. Somewhere down the line, you will be okay with doing what you're doing. With monotony, you will be fine. You'll let things roll how they are. If someone like you stands right in front of you and gives you a competition, you'll push yourself to work harder.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that in turn will translate into a better market, better consumer experience.
There's like infinite levels to competition.
Yes.
You kill the guy that's dominating the city.
Yes.
Then there comes a country.
Yes.
You kill the guy that's dominating the country. Then it comes. Oh, then Starbucks. Yes.
It's never ending, and it's actually supposed to be that way. That's what will keep the whole cycle going.
Yeah.
You've moved past that. Now there's probably another Neehar somewhere taking birth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't wait to meet him.
Something that I'd like to touch upon again. What about your future Nehars? Any plans of that?
Oh, you mean wedding? No.
Nothing?
So I am very lucky in this aspect. My mother's a gynecologist.
Okay.
So she's been seeing couples from the past 20 years. She says, don't get married. Please don't get married. I haven't seen a fairly happy couple till now. Yeah, so I'm lucky in that aspect.
Probably the first mother I'm hearing say something like this. After this
and
whole...
the irony is, she had a very successful marriage. She was very happy.
Amazing.
And she says, you don't get married.
After this whole conversation, I feel like I want to meet her the next time she's here.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's done a great job with bringing you up, and I'd even have liked to met your dad. I didn't know about him passing away, so really sorry to hear that, but he would be another person I'd be really interested in catching up with. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on our show and being so thoughtful and insightful with what we've conversed on camera today. And would definitely love to do a part 2 with you, because I feel the conversation with you was very smooth flowing, and we probably have a lot more to talk about.
I truly appreciate everything, because I wanted to do this podcast because you know me from the bottom up. So it only makes sense that I talk with you and no one else. You need to like, share and subscribe this video and every other video that Fuju is going to make now and in the future.
Do like, share and subscribe.
Keep that.
Do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel Project You, and do motivate us in putting out better content for you.
Yeah. Do we have like an ending? Something?
Huh? No.